So the past couple of weeks, I've kind of fallen behind a little bit, and as a result, I wait till the last minute to just reveal my weekly NFL picks on Twitter. I've got the time now this week. I'll actually do a video and give you my Week 11 NFL picks. Let's go ahead and get started. Last week was a rough week, and I'm sure it was for a lot of other people too, based off of what I've seen and observed. So let's see if we can do better in Week 11, shall we? And as always, you're welcome to give me your picks in the comment section below, go against me, whatever the case might be. All right, so let's get started. You got the Colts taking on the Falcons. The Falcons are coming off of a bye. They lost 3 straight games. The Colts would seem to be scuffling a little bit, in part because even though they came off of that victory against the Denver Broncos, and the week before that they played the Panthers relatively well, it's late in the game at least, I should say. You're looking at a Colts team, and even before that, a little bit before that, they had played the Patriots pretty tough. This is still a Colts team, no Andrew Luck with the lacerated kidney. He'll be out a couple of weeks. I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing at this moment. Give Luck some time off. Give him a chance to rest. You don't have to win 12 or 13 games to win that AFC South. God knows. So as a result, with Hasselbeck, they could change their approach on offense. They could change their overall philosophy as a team. They could be a little more physical. They can control the ball better. They can take care of the ball better. And I think the Falcons have been one of those teams that started off the season kind of hot, but they were a little bit of smoke and mirrors. I actually like the Colts Sunday on the road in Atlanta. I really do. An interesting game, actually, more interesting than I thought it was going to be a few weeks back. The Broncos with Brock Osweiler traveling to Soldier Field to take on John Fox, Jay Cutler, and the Chicago Bears. Now, everybody knows that I'm not a huge fan of Jay Cutler. And I have some concerns about how he's going to do this week against what is still a really good Denver Broncos defensive unit, even though they've kind of struggled the past couple of weeks against the Chiefs and the Colts, respectively. I like revenge games. And not only do you have the element of this is the first time Jay Cutler has played against the Denver Broncos, this is going to be John Fox's first matchup against his old team, the Denver Broncos. I like the revenge elements here. We don't really know what you've got with Brock Osweiler at quarterback for the Broncos. But I don't even know if my pick would have changed with Peyton Manning. I actually, even though it irks me because the Bears are putting themselves in a position where they're going to win 7 or 8 games, still miss the playoffs, and miss out on a high premium pick where they could get a quarterback that could really change the face of their franchise in the future, I'll take the goddamn Bears this week because they would fucking win this game. I'll take the Raiders over the Lions at Ford Field. I mean, what the fuck were they doing hiring a freaking financial executive to be their team president? That's a Lions for you. Holy Christ. Obviously, the media will be all giggly tits about this matchup on Sunday, one of the early games, so at least we get the crap out of the way. Tony Romo makes his triumphant return to the 2-7 Cowboys, who travel to Miami to take on the Dolphins. You know what? I'll just pick the Cowboys this week. Even though I don't think quarterback alone was anywhere near the sole problem for the Dallas Cowboys, and it clearly wasn't. The fact is their defense have been playing a little bit better recently. You get Romo back. Clearly he's better, even if he's less than 100% than anything else they had. See Brandon Weeden or see Matt Castle too. I was right about that one. I'll take the Cowboys this week. I think Bryant will get more involved outside, and Witten will most certainly get more involved over the middle of the field. I like the Cowboys to beat the Dolphins. I'll take the Eagles over the Buccaneers. I'll take the Panthers over the Redskins. I'll take the Ravens over the Rams. This would have been maybe 2 weeks ago if he had this game. It would have been an easy pick for me. I'm like, the Rams have some momentum. While Foles hasn't been very good, Todd Gurley has been, and that defense is really starting to take form. And then last week happened, and Gurley was okay, but not great. The Bears did a good job of containing Gurley and containing and shutting down pretty much everybody else in that offense. Foles looks terrible. Now they benched him for Case Keenum, for God's sakes. And I kind of like the Ravens matchup. The Ravens are probably going to want to win a game here, so this will probably one they'll win. I'll take the Jets over the Houston Texans because the Texans have no running game to speak of. They'll be starting a backup quarterback at TJ Yates. So a Jets team that's traditionally pretty good this year against the run with 1 or 2 kind of blips on the radar will really make the Texans one-dimensional. DeAndre Hopkins gets on Revis Island. Not a good week for the Houston Texans. Even at home, I'll take the Jets. I'll take the Chiefs over the Chargers in San Diego. Really interesting game in the NFC North in the afternoon slate. The Green Bay Packers at 6-3, traveling to the 7-2 Minnesota Vikings. I know a lot of this is going to just be picking based off of the fact that people don't think an Aaron Rodgers-led team is going to lose 4 in a row. They don't think the Minnesota Vikings are quite yet ready for prime time. They think that the Green Bay Packers will automatically go in there and reassert their dominance and make it a real race in the NFC North. But this is a huge game. A huge game. Because if the Vikings win this, let's think about this. They'll be 2 up with, at the moment at least, with the head-to-head win against the Packers, the tiebreaker as well, with 6 games left to go. Whereas you get to the point where the Minnesota Vikings become talked about as a real contender to get that number 2 spot in the NFC and at least one home playoff game and a first-round bye. But at the end of the day, I really am, I'm a fan of Teddy Bridgewater. Adrian Peterson has been really good this year. The Vikings defense is playing well. I'll still take the Green Bay Packers on the road because I kind of subscribe to that theory of I just can't see an Aaron Rodgers-led team losing 4 in a row. While he hasn't been as good and I know he's dinged up, I think the Packers find a way to win this game. I'll take the Seahawks over the 49ers, even though this should be, you would think, at least a somewhat competitive game. Maybe this will be the game where the Seahawks really find their rhythm and they try to beat the brakes off of the 49ers and reestablish themselves. Sunday night matchup is a good one. You've got the Bengals coming off of their first loss of the season, traveling to Arizona to take on a 7-2 Cardinals team that should be feeling good about themselves after their road victory last week against the Seattle Seahawks. This is a revenge game for Carson Palmer. A lot of intrigue, a lot of interest here, and I'm really looking forward to this one. I'll take the Arizona Cardinals, even with Michael Floyd and or John Brown potentially being limited or even out of this upcoming matchup. I love revenge games, as you've heard me say. And I just think the Arizona Cardinals at home are a team filled with confidence right now. The Bengals really, really looked bad last week against a mediocre Texans team. I mean, that was not a good showing. I'll take the Cardinals here. And then the Monday night matchup, you've got the Bills taking on the Patriots. I'm sure the media would love nothing more than for Rex Ryan to go into Foxborough and be triumphant here and be like, oh my God, the Bills are going to be serious players. The Patriots are undefeated, and I don't see the formula from the Bills at this moment where they can actually knock these guys off. There's just, other than wishing or hoping for it, I mean, we have to live in reality. Is the Patriots are the defending champions, and they're the champions until somebody knocks them off. And frankly, even though the Patriots almost stumbled and lost their game against the Giants last week, no, I guess, major surprise there, it's almost like Rex is so consumed with the Patriots that he's too consumed with Belichick and Brady and the Patriots, and it becomes a detriment to the locker room. So I'll take the Patriots to win on Monday night. So again, hopefully I do well this week. Hopefully you guys do too. Not as good as me, but hopefully you do still do well and respectable. So feel free to give me your picks down below in the comments section, and I guess we'll see come Sunday and Monday how we all fared, huh?